You did everything right. You worked hard, you built success. So why does it still feel exhausting? Hello everyone, Isabelle here. Let's rise a little higher today. If you are a high achieving woman or a leader feeling completely burnt out, this message is exactly for you. I climbed to the top of one of the largest companies in the optical industry, and from the outside, it looked like the ultimate success, right? I had the title, the responsibilities, the team, people respected me, people looked up to me, but inside, I was completely exhausted. I was disconnected from myself and my family. I was constantly thinking about work, even when I was not working. I was running on pressure instead of purpose. And the hardest part is that I did not understand why. Because I was doing everything right, or so I thought. I would sit at my computer for hours staring at the screen, unable to compose a single email. Not because I did not know what to say, but because I had nothing left in me to give. My body was there, my mind was super overloaded, and my energy was completely depleted. Anxiety and burnout had taken over my life. And I know I'm not alone in this. There's so many brilliant, high-performing women that are silently carrying this exact same weight. From the outside, everything looks successful, but inside, it feels heavy, it feels overwhelming, and it feels disconnected. And here is the truth that changed everything for me. Burnout is not about time. It's about misalignment. We have been taught to manage our time, to optimize our calendars, to become more efficient because we have to deliver numbers, right? But no one teaches us how to manage our energy. No one teaches us how to recognize when we are operating out of pressure instead of purpose. You have been operating from expectations, pressure, and outdated definitions of success. Definitions that were never truly yours. You have been trying to manage your calendar when what you really need is to manage your energy, because you can have the perfect schedule and still feel completely drained. I know, I lived it. You can be productive and still feel unfulfilled, and you can be successful and still feel disconnected. The real shift happens when you move from operating out of obligation to operating from alignment, because when you are aligned, everything changes. Your decisions become clearer, your energy becomes stronger, your impact becomes more powerful without requiring more effort. And when you are constantly in a proving mode, your nervous system never rests. You are always on, always thinking, always anticipating, always trying to stay one step ahead. You become reactive instead of intentional. You spend your days putting out fires instead of building a vision. And over time, that will create deep emotional, mental, and physical exhaustion. This is why burnout feels so very heavy, because it is not just physical fatigue. It is energetic misalignment. And here is where most people get it wrong. They try to solve burnout with better time management. But you cannot solve an energy problem with a time management solution. It's impossible. You have to change the way you operate at a fundamental level. You have to step out of burnout and into aligned leadership. You need to make 3 critical shifts to do so. First is moving from doing to being. So many high achievers are addicted to doing, to producing, to achieving. But your worth is not measured by how much you get done. Your power comes from who you are being while you do it. And when you reconnect with yourself, your work becomes an extension of your alignment, not the source of your exhaustion. The second thing is you need to move from proving to choosing. So much burnout comes from trying to prove your value to your team, to your company, to your family. But the moment you shift from proving to choosing yourself, everything changes. You begin to set boundaries that protect your peace. You begin to make decisions that honor your energy, and you stop abandoning yourself for the approval of others. And the last shift is really moving from pressure to power, because pressure is external and power is internal. And pressure forces, power aligns. And when you begin to lead from power, you no longer need to push so hard, because your decisions, your energy, and your actions start working together. And this brings me to one of the most important shifts you will ever make: your mind. Because everything we just talked about, your burnout, your patterns, your decisions, they are all being driven by the way you think. Your thoughts really shape your reality. Your beliefs shape your decisions, and your decisions shape your life. If your mind is wired for stress, for pressure, and for scarcity, your life will reflect that. You will always feel like there is not enough time, not enough space, not enough support. You will always feel like you have to do more to be enough. And without realizing it, you will recreate the same pattern over and over and over again. More success, but the same exhaustion. More responsibility, but the same overwhelm. Because your external results will always mirror your internal programming. But the moment you begin to reprogram your thinking, everything starts to shift. You start to question the beliefs that have been driving your behavior. You start to notice the thoughts that are draining your energy. And instead of reacting automatically, you begin to respond intentionally. You create space. Space between the thought and the reaction. Space between the pressure and your decision. And in that space is your superpower. This is where calm replaces chaos. This is where clarity replaces confusion. And this is where aligned leadership is born. You stop leading from fear and you start leading with awareness and love, and from intention, from truth. And when that happens, you no longer feel like you're chasing success. You feel like you're creating it from a completely different place, and a place that is grounded, a place that is energized, a place that's sustainable. You do not have to stay stuck in burnout. There's another way to lead, a way that is aligned, energized, and deeply purposeful. If this resonates with you, send me a direct message with the word RISE, and let's map your path back to calm, clarity, and intentional leadership. And if you're ready to go deeper, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Love, Lead, Succeed, and explore my book to fully step into this new way of leading and living. I'll see you in the next video. So remember to keep shining, growing, and living with Love, Lead, Succeed.